how you work, etc.
Thank you. I'm also very aware that I go to Gaza as a privileged visitor and not as someone who has lived there. So I speak from what we hear from our partners there, what they tell us. And I also think this is an occasion for us as a Norwegian solidarity movement to be challenged about the ongoing catastrophe in Gaza. What are we doing and what can we do? But let me start with the people we meet, or the people I meet when I go to Gaza. We support 13 preschools, kindergartens in refugee camps in Gaza, where basically 5-year-olds go 5 days a week to have a safe space, to have somewhere to play, to learn, and to have, in a way, a break from what is otherwise a normal day that can be quite filled with violence or threats of violence. So I want to speak a bit about the ongoing catastrophe through the eyes of a 5-year-old, or through the eyes of the grown-ups who are trying to care for that 5-year-old, who are trying to protect the 5-year-old. After the 2014 assaults on Gaza, when finally the truce came, we spoke to our partners there and we asked them, what can we do for you now? What do you need? And their response was, actually at this point we just need to get back to something normal. And I think, Art, if you spoke about this yesterday, the need to have a sense of normalcy, of having to have a sense of normal life, that from Sunday until Thursday, I will send my child to a kindergarten where he or she will be safe, that they can come back after those 4 hours, to have some kind of regular schedule that feels like something you can hold on to. So that was the starting point, getting the children back to school, getting back into something of a normal rhythm, getting back to a sense that I know that tomorrow the same building, the same toys will be waiting for me. I know which other children I will meet there. And then now, the last time I was there in February, they speak about the fear of a new assault. How do we speak with the children in a situation where a lot of the grown-ups around them are worried that there is a new assault coming? How does that affect a 5-year-old who doesn't quite understand but who still picks up signals, perhaps more in the sense of a feeling than in the words? Gaza Community Mental Health Program, an institution that provides mental health services, they come to the kindergartens once a week or once every second week, a psychologist or someone else who knows about children's mental health. And I spoke with one of the psychologists who said, normally in a conflict situation, you would speak about trauma healing. When the conflict is over, when the 2014 assaults are over, we should be able to start healing the wounds. But we find that we are not in a situation where we can speak about healing. We are in a situation where we speak about building resilience, because we know that these kids will have to be able to endure something that might be even worse than what they have just lived through. So how do you build resilience in a 5-year-old, in the family around that 5-year-old, in the teachers, in their capacity to actually care for the children at the same time that they are worried themselves? So resilience, I think, is also a challenge to us as the Norwegian Solidarity Movement. In the Norwegian media, Gaza, which should actually be understood as a crisis, has become something chronic. It's something that, because the siege has gone on for almost 10 years, it's become too normal to write about. It's become too normal to make headlines unless it gets really, really bad and really, really ugly. While the situation of the siege and the blockade in itself is so horrific that it's actually a crisis every day. But the way our media works, the way our psychology works maybe, is the length that it has gone on makes us in a way immune to actually being able to react to it in the way we should react to it. So how do we build our own resistance, our own anger, our own protest against what is happening, to make sure that it doesn't become chronic, but it is something that is alive and has direction and has power. So I'm happy for these 2 days and this occasion to speak about it. Yeah.
Thank you. Now I'm going to allow you to discuss a whole bunch, but we're going to first have a little artistic piece of input.
I don't know if Akram is here at the moment. I think he just went. Yes? I think he's downstairs. Yes, he's coming.
Just inside. So allow me to introduce. As I understood it, while the war was taking place in Gaza, roses were put down on a memorial in Tromsø, and this poem was written on that occasion by Tal Ness, and it's titled "For Gaza on the 31st of July 2014." And it will be read today or performed by Tal Ness and Akram together.
So I just want to say that Tromsø is the twin city of Gaza.
Yes.
And there's a very special relationship with the people in Tromsø and Gaza. And as the numbers of the civilian casualties were growing every day, there was an urgent need in the town to do something.
It's an Norwegian theater there,
Yeah.
I think.
And
There's a big-
with Gaza municipality also.
Yeah.
There's a big
That's-
theater.
Yeah, and there's been a big collaboration, for instance, with the Proteseverksted. That's been financed mainly from Tromsø and also from the municipality. And I was asked to write something for this, to read something for this occasion. And it was, I just want to tell you, there was so many people there. And what they wanted to do was to bring flowers for the children of Gaza. And I thought, since this is a solidarity between artists, and I've had the privilege to meet Akram, I really wanted to hear some Arabic. And this poem is translated by Gaza poets into Arabic, so we're going to share it together. Nina. Yeah.
لأجلك يا غزة ليس حجم التابوت ما يهم ولا حجم القلب ولا يهم حجم الحذاء أو الجوارب ولا القدم التي ترتديهما. هذه الأذن وتلك اليد الصغيرة وكل ما تلامسه العشب